It's a miserable afternoon, cold, wet, windy, so I thought I'd introduce you to one of my little favourites. It's a piece I made a few years ago actually, and as yet unrevealed, but today I'm going to show you. It began as a perfect sphere, perfectly round, and it was just cut from a log of wood, rather like this piece here, big chunk like that, and I placed it in the machine and turned it around this way in the lathe, so I could make a hole at one end where I could hollow it out. So I end up with a perfect ball with a little brown circle at one side and then a little brown circle at the other, which is the heartwood, and the heartwood runs right through. But I turned it in green wood, green timber, so the tree had just been felled. So it's nice and easy to cut, nice and easy to hollow. I could work the thing quite well, but because you can't really get a good smooth finish on green wood because the fibres are too weak, they break up, I decided I'd just put it to one side and I would see what happened. Now normally either like this one I'd left too long to dry. It's too dry, this is no longer green wood, it's dried out too far. As a tree dries, you'll see that you get these radial cracks because there's many more fibre cells on the outside circumference of the log, if you like, than the inside, so it'll dry further on the outside and you get these cracks that run through. Now this one's a bit too far gone really, I'll probably just cut it in half or use it in a different way, but I won't be able to make one of my little spherical balls from here. But this is how it began. But as I say, I turned originally when this was green. So instead of it splitting around the outside, because each half of the sphere, if you like, is like a cup, instead of it splitting, it would tend to elongate. So this perfectly round piece is now almost elliptical. It's changed shape as it's dried. It's stretched out. It's still very hard piece of wood. You can see it's now elliptical shape, and each end is cut. Instead of splitting, it is dry. In order to prevent it from breaking, it's kind of produced cupped sides, so it's completely different shape. Now there were one or two little splits in the centre which I've filled with a little piece of brass, but the shape itself, I really like it. It's no longer perfectly machined round, it has a sort of natural, rather bulbous form to it. But my question for a while now is, how do I finish this? What do I do? So I try to make a nice little stand for it because it's not perfectly round, it rolls about. I made a little three-legged stand, a bit like this one over here, but it's still very unstable and seems a bit odd. So every time I'd find it in my box and shelf of bits and pieces, I'd often bring it out and it would be laying flat. So I thought, well, how do I, still the hole where I originally hollowed it out is still quite round, so I've just left that as it is. So I've decided to present it this way on, and what I have produced is, this is a piece of very knotty wood, and I made a little, it looks like strange sea monster blowing bubbles. And you can turn this around. And I really love the different textures. The ash here, very different grain. It's odd, but I love it. So I'll take some nice photographs and so you can take a better look. I'm rather proud of it actually. It's a stout little container in which you can store your stash or enshrine the ashes of your departed cat. Thank you for watching.